All right, welcome back to 360. Our next guest, she is the definition of a triple threat because she doesn't only act, she also sings and she dances.
That's right. Here to discuss her career and her new single, That's Me Right There, is rising superstar Jasmine V. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you have to tell us about this title song. I mean, because it's like, that's me right there. I mean, it's such a jammer, right? It's like a club
today, right?
Yes, it just dropped today. It's on iTunes and everything, so make sure you guys go down.
Ooh, so what was the inspiration behind the lyrics of this song?
Well, the inspiration behind this song, you know, I haven't put out music for my fans for like the past 4 years. So within that time, I was basically figuring out my lane, figuring out my sound, and who I wanted to be portrayed as. So that's right there. The concept is basically being in a relationship and being confident about it and knowing that no matter where your boyfriend or vice versa girlfriend is, like that's you right there. Like no matter what, nobody can love him like you can.
So is this a personal story to you?
Of course. I mean, when you're in a relationship, you got to be confident. If you're not, then there's no point in being in it.
If it's long distance, if it's just here and you got some other people maybe kind of coming in and trying to tweak it, which you don't want to do. Talk to me though about the Kendrick Lamar collaboration, right? He's in on this too.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I feel so happy about it. When I found out he was going to get on the song, I didn't know whether to be excited or to not say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. So when it happened, I just ended up, I was actually in rehearsal. The manager was like, listen to the song, you got to approve it. I was like, I approved it this morning. She was like, no, one more time. So I'm sitting there, all my friends and family have their cameras out, they're taking pictures. I was like, why are they taking pictures of me? I'm just standing here, it's so weird. And the verse came on and everybody's cheering and like congratulating me, and I'm still sitting there like, wait, hold on, rewind, what just happened? So we shot the music video. Should be coming out in the next couple weeks. The EP's coming out. I'm super excited.
Wow. So did you work closely with Kendrick Lamar, or did you have any collaboration? How did that process work? Did you just say, okay, here's my part, do your part? How did it work?
Well, I met with him a few times, sat by the studio and got like a great vibe, and then I recorded the song. He laid it down, and it was a surprise to me because I wasn't with him when he recorded it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why everybody was taking pictures.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, get your reaction, like, yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of your sound, how would you describe it? I mean, what do you have any particular influences, folks that you looked up to, people that you try to emulate, or are you just totally unique?
Well, personally, I love Alicia Keys. She's my idol. I think she's super amazing. I love Beyonce, Rihanna. But I think with my music, 99% of my fans are young girls. So the #1 rule I have for when I put out music is to always be relatable, always be able to be putting out music that somebody can be like, wow, I went through that, or wow, that's so crazy. She's reading my diary. She's talking about things that I didn't know how to say.
Right.
She's putting it into a song.
And why did you decide to be so personal and open with your feelings and your lyrics?
I remember somebody telling me when I was younger, they were like, you need to write. They're like, because even if it's just like writing what you feel in like a diary, and my older brother, Dream, used to do poems when he was younger, and I used to watch him write all the time. And it amazed me how somebody could put like what they're feeling, whether they're happy or they're sad, into something, and you could feel their emotions through it. So when I, had concepts and I would sit down with songwriters, I feel like the best content is when you're sad. Or when you're happy, when you're going through a breakup, or, so it just translates, because somebody out there is going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like therapy for you, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's hard. I mean, I write poetry, and I know it's like when you're sad, you're always writing more because you have more to write about and you get your feelings out. But the flip side of it is, kind of like what you're saying earlier about your fan base of these younger girls, is people can identify with you.
Exactly.
So talk to me about those girls and your social media following, because you have a ton of followers. Everybody loves you.
Well, I call my fans the Jasminators, and I don't like saying they're fans, I call them sisters. They're amazing. They're super supportive. They're always supporting me with everything. They know everything about me before I find out, actually, about myself. But I love them. I have 1.6, almost 1.7 million followers on Twitter. On Instagram, I have 660,000. So we're growing. We're getting there.
Yeah, and you were listed as the #3 most powerful woman on Twitter.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
How do you, structure your social media stuff? You just tweet about what you're feeling, what you're going through, like the certain things you want to focus on? What's the secret?
Well, I mean, being a girl, and when I first had Twitter, I was a teenage girl. The #1 thing us girls love to do is tweet quotes, whether we were going through it or not. But it made us feel like made us feel edgy in a way, just to tweet a quote. and you know, people retweet it and you relate to it. So after I would just love to tweet quotes. I'd make up my own quotes, and I would tweet my fans all the times, and I would be really open about what I was going through.
And again, that relatability and authenticity and being so genuine, which it's clear that you really are, even here in person today. You know that they feel that even through the electronic medium and the social media. You weren't always though just singing, right? You were, and you're not just singing now, but you also did so many other things, Sweet Like Doc and Cody. You know, My Wife and Kids. Talk to me about the differences between acting and singing and the different things that you do.
Well, I started, it's funny, my grandma put me in pageants when I was younger because I just loved being in front of everybody. I loved being in front of people, and I loved winning. So when I did the pageants...
Competitive.
I'm originally from the Bay Area. I'm from San Jose. So I went a local mall, I did a pageant, and then my parents got me into acting and modeling. I would go back and forth from LA to San Jose, 5.5 hours up. My grandpa on oxygen used to drive back and forth every day until he couldn't anymore. So then I ended up moving to LA, and that's when I started acting. I loved singing, but I felt like it was so hard to pursue, and I was 12, and I was like, there's so many other people out there that want to do the same thing. The chances of me even making a dent would be so hard. And so I started off with singing and acting and modeling, and it was fun because I got to portray other characters that weren't like me. It could be the bully, or the preppy girl, or the shy girl, or the popular girl. You get to be anybody you want to be through those roles. When you're singing, it's more so yourself.
And you also did a little acting in some videos. I know one of the videos that everybody knows you from is Justin Bieber's Baby. And that's especially because it was rumored that you guys also dated around that video time. So, tell us, what's the dirt? Is it true?
Well, the first time I met him was through the Baby video. That was the first time I ever met him. Sweet kid. He was super sweet. I had a lot of fun. The video shoot was like 12 hours long. We were there for a while. We did date after the video, but we were so young. He was 15, I was 16. We barely saw each other, but we went on tour together. I opened up for him. So it was really cool. It was a fun experience in my life.
What's he like to date? We hear all the bad boy rumors, but is he really a bad boy, or is he just a cool guy who just puts on the front to be a bad boy?
I mean, honestly, I haven't hung out with him too much lately. I see him every now and then. He's a really good person. I mean, it's hard to be in the light all the time because people are not going to focus on the positive. They want to focus on the negative. And he's a really good person.
Okay.
Well,
good to hear. Good to hear.
No, it's good to hear from you. You know him. You don't know him, but you do. So that's good. That's good. Just back to you. The album. When is that coming out?
The album. Well, actually, I'm putting out an EP within the next month, a couple weeks to a month, and then after that, we'll follow along with the album, which will have more songs on it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have to go to break. Would you like to give us a little taste of anything that's coming up on the album?
Of course.
All right, give us a taste, and you'll take us to break. A little song, okay?
A song? All right. I'll sing to you a little bit of my single, That's Me, right there. Nobody gotta tell me how to do it. I told them from the start I can hold it down. I can't even lie, I'm the truest. Put that on everything, on everything.
All right. Woo!
I like it.
Give it up for Jasmine B.
Little girl, big voice.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Make sure we get that single today.
Yeah, drops today.
Please.
And we'll be right back with more Rise Entertainment 360.